Hey, so I'm back. Yeah, the demand was pretty high for me to make these videos, so after a brief hiatus, I'm back. So, the first topic that we're going to discuss is the Ottoman Empire. I know, you guys are probably thinking, I already discussed this, why the hell am I going back to it? Well, that's not true. I did cover it, but it's really not true, because this playlist is dedicated to Mr. Lesser's Final, and that will mean new definitions and more entertaining videos to get you guys through the week. Woo, so let's go. Okay, so what was the Ottoman Empire? I'm just going to give you guys a second to refresh your memories, bring us back to the 1200s. Just kidding. Bring us all the way back to November 2014 when we learned about all this stuff. So just take a minute and try to remember. Yeah, it's not Jeopardy, but okay, so now you guys all probably remember. Well, some of you maybe. Well, here's the definition. I'm going to do it brain pop style, where it's going to pop up at the bottom of the video as I say it, like the term, so you guys can write it down in your study guides. So the Ottoman Empire, it was an Islamic empire that lasted from the 13th century to 1923. That's a pretty long time. It existed in modern-day Turkey. Well, not all of it, as you can see from the map behind me. All the yellow is what they conquered, and what was in the Ottoman Empire, but it shrunk all the way down in 1923 to modern-day Turkey. So that's like the last remaining piece of the Ottoman Empire. Oh yeah, so it was dynastic, meaning that it had dynasties, for those of you who don't know. And they were a large military power that tried to convert as many people to Islam as possible, uniting them under one empire. However, if you decided not to convert, you were still protected within the Ottoman Empire, but you had to pay higher taxes. We'll cover that later. So, Mr. Lesser is not making us remember a ton of stuff for the test, so I'm doing the whole history of the empire, just the definitions in our study guide in one video, as usual. So every day I'm going to post a new video on the unit. So today's the Ottoman Empire, tomorrow's probably going to be the Reformation, day after the Renaissance and the Enlightenment, so on and so forth. So it'll be in like chronological order. Okay, so we're going to start with my good old friend Mehmet II. So Mehmet II was a statesman and military leader. 20 years old, can you believe that? He ascended to the throne and soon earned the name Mehmet the Conquerer. Bon, bon, bon. He is responsible for the end of the Byzantine Empire as he led the Conquest of Istanbul on May 29th, 1453. He ruled the Ottoman Empire for 30 years and conquered the territories in Anatolia and the Balkans, which would be essential to the empire for the next 4 centuries. Fast forward and we're taking on the world together. Na, 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 na. Well, there was no Taylor Swift back then, so LOL, my bad. This is in 2015. How the hell did they entertain themselves without, Netflix, YouTube? Well, they had harems, which if you want to look that, it's not on the study guide this time, so go back to my other Ottoman Empire section. But we are fast forwarding to 1520 when Suleiman I ruled the empire. He was also known as Suleiman the Magnificent. He was the longest ruler of the Ottoman Empire. He personally led armies conquering Christian strongholds under his rule. The Ottoman Empire controlled most of the Middle East, large parts of North Africa. In addition to this, the Ottoman Navy dominated the waters of the Mediterranean and Red Seas. He created legislative changes that allowed for great intellectual and artistic advancement. This period is known as the Golden Age of Islam, hence the golden color on the map behind me. So this is all the territory that the Ottoman Empire gathered under his leadership, so take a look at that. Now, if you're wondering how the Ottoman Empire became so big, 2 terms, devshirme and jizya, really helped contribute to that. So devshirme, for those of you who don't know, was the process of abducting and kidnapping of non-Muslim boys. I know how sketchy that sounds, but that's what they did. And converting them to Islam and then forcing them to serve in the empire as either janissaries or soldiers. It was also known as the blood tax, for those of you who don't know. In addition, the boys that showed the most academic potential, the boys who showed the most academic potential were sent to schools hoping that they would politically serve the empire. Most of the boys were sent to join the Janissaries, who were the Turkish infantry that served as the royal guards to the Sultan between the 14th and 19th centuries. And jizya was the tax that non-Muslims who lived in the Ottoman Empire were required to pay. That's what I was talking about earlier in my definition of the Ottoman Empire. So, last but not least, Sunni, the branch of Islam practiced by members of the Ottoman Empire. One of the two main branches of Islam. Unlike Shia Islam, they accept the first three caliphates of the successors of, as the right successors of Muhammad. So that's it. There you go. Yippee! Not so bad, right? Just take it one step at a time and I'm sure you'll do great. That's everything on the Ottoman Empire.